So what is a calorie deficit? So a calorie deficit is basically energy balance. So we expend a certain amount of energy each day through various different things. We have exercise, non-exercise related activity, the thermal effect of food, so we actually burn calories when we eat, and just general existence. So a calorie deficit is we are eating less calories than we put out in a day. Now a lot of these fad diets will put you on very low calories to start with. Now the problem with that is that when you are on low calories, you have nowhere to go from there. So typically you see like things like MyFitnessPal. If you were to sign up with MyFitnessPal, they'd instantly put you on 1200 calories. Now for someone that's like 40 kilos, that would probably work, but for the average person that's like between 80 to 100 kilos or whatever, let's say, that's a very low amount of calories, and they're going to need a lot more to start with. So the calorie deficit, how do I find a calorie deficit? So we just do a few measurements. I just take your height and body weight. I find out from my application how active you are with your weekly sort of step count, and I give you like a score. From that I make a few calculations where I figure out your maintenance calories. From your maintenance calories I take a small amount off and I start you there. I start you at that small amount off because, like I say, if we start too low, we'll have nowhere to go. Another thing that I look at whilst we're in a calorie deficit is I look at your protein level. I want to hit your protein at around 2 grams per kilo of lean body weight. So I have a rough guesstimate of where your lean body mass is, and I basically times 2, and that's your protein. So if I feel you've got a lean body mass of 70 kilos, I'll give you 140 grams of protein per day to hit. The reason I give you such a high protein target is because a lot of us train in the gym as well. So one, high protein means that we will not lose our muscle mass. We could potentially gain muscle mass whilst in a calorie deficit, and we also burn more calories eating protein. So the thermic effect of food is greatest when we're eating protein, so we burn more calories eating it and digesting it. So we combine those things into the calorie deficit with those certain targets, and then week by week, or we just week by week, we just monitor our weight, our measurements, see how our body's changing. If we're on good track from say like 100 calories under maintenance, then we'll just keep it there until everything slows down. The reason why it slows down is when we're in a calorie deficit, our metabolism also drops to help sort of keep up with our deficit, because our body is very good at keeping us alive, obviously. So if we're going to give our body less food, subconsciously it's going to lower our output. So you may be going to the gym and doing all these things and still thinking that you're moving around, but your body's going to reduce your energy levels, so your output isn't going to be as good. You're not going to be as fidgety as you normally are and stuff like that, and that will happen as we go through the deficit. So that is why we kind of wait a bit until the body sort of levels out, then we go into a bit more deficit, wait a bit, go into a bit more, and we just keep doing that process until we hit that 12 to 16 week mark, and ideally we've hit our desired target.